What's up, Ehab?
How's it going, Brock?
Doing all right.
Ugh, it's really nice out. I'm like contemplating whether or not if I should just like grab my phone and do this outside.
It is beautiful out there.
Is it outdoor friendly today's session?
Pretty much. I think you just need a wall and
Okay.
maybe like a light dumbbell or dumbbell-like object.
Okay. I literally have that all right next to me, and I'm too lazy to bring all of that downstairs and outside, so I'm just gonna stay here. Oh, geez.
Well, what have you been up to, Ehab? How you staying busy?
I work for the most part during the day, and then been work usually like around this time, or maybe like depending on how much work I have, like 6 or 7, I'll stop whatever I'm doing. I'll like work out and just live the dream.
I guess so.
How about you? What's it been like for you guys, I guess, since the shutdown began?
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of just like constantly everything's up in the air. We don't really know. So like every week we're like, okay, what do we got to do this week to either keep things going like they are or get ready to go back to normal or
Right.
not normal, but but yeah, it's whatever. We're rolling with it.
Yeah, I figure it is what it is. There's not a lot that you guys can control necessarily right now.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
And where is everybody today?
I don't know.
Just too nice?
I guess it's too nice out. Oh, we got one
Oh,
more.
there we go. That's all you got to do is ask where everybody is, and they start showing up.
They'll all show up. Oh, I don't recall there being a ton of people on Monday either, but I think it was a little chillier on Monday.
I mean, people might just be outside.
Probably.
We'll give it the usual 2-minute delay to see if anybody else shows up.
Sounds good, sir. I'll be here. Ironically enough, when this started, I was binge watching a couple shows, and then like for probably the past month, I haven't watched anything.
I feel like I'm running out. Like, got to start trying maybe things that aren't like on those lists of, you have to watch this on Netflix.
I was actually had with a few people at the gym, I had a running list of like movies and shows that I had watched, and like with the intention of like everyone adding their own stuff to it, so we'd all have stuff to watch throughout this indefinite period of time, but no one else really wanted to contribute.
I was definitely one of those people who was supposed to contribute.
Yes, Margaret, you were. It may or may not have made its way to you, because I sent it to Kat, and I don't think that she actually followed through on like sending it to everyone.
All right. Glad to see some other people showed up. It was about to be just me and Ehab hanging out talking about Netflix. All right. I'll give it another minute before I kick off. What was that?
Oh, it's not important.
Oh, cool. Don't need really much for equipment today. If you have like a really light dumbbell, you're gonna need like some wall space. I don't have a dumbbell, I'm going to use a hammer. So some of these exercises actually work really well with a hammer. So if you have one, that works too. But the dumbbell does have to be pretty light. All right. Once everybody shows back up on screen, we'll get into it. All right. So for today, gonna do some like wrist and forearm mobility. Just talking about the wrist joint and then the muscles in the forearm, which do most of the work for moving your wrist joint. A little bit of help from the muscles in the hands, but mostly muscles in the forearm and the wrist joint itself. What the wrist does as far as like ranges of motion, obviously flexion and extension. It also has adduction and abduction. I probably got those backwards, but just like that, like waving motion. This kind of like pronation, supination motion, we're not really going to focus on that because it's actually in your elbow because that's your radius and your ulna rotating. Your wrist doesn't actually move when you do that. So we're focusing on that flexion, extension, and then that back and forth action. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan. Let me make sure I got my notes handy in case I get lost. Alrighty. So first thing we're going to do is just get the wrist moving a little bit. Oh, Kasha, you almost didn't make it. We're just going to do real simple wrist circles. So just interlock the fingers. I want you guys, I'm going to set a timer. Where is it? There it is. We're going to go 30 seconds in one direction and then 30 seconds in the other. As always, we're just starting really kind of gentle with our stretches. So you guys go ahead one direction for 30 seconds. Just keeping, I like to keep palms together with that interlocked fingers and then just as much rotation as you can get. But always starting nice and gentle before we get into any like harder strength exercises or deeper stretches. About 10 more seconds, then we're going to go the other direction. Good, and then go ahead and reverse, go the other way. And if you guys have been sitting at home working at your desk all day, you probably got some crunchy, crispy wrists, stiff wrists, typing all day. All right, just a few more seconds. And good. All right, next we're gonna go 30 seconds, palms together, and you're just gonna be pressing down as far as you can without those palms coming apart. And then after 30 seconds of that, we're gonna flip them upside down, and then you're gonna press up into that for 30 seconds. You're just going to press down and hold. If you need to like reset, that's fine, but we're just going to do a static stretch. Let's go ahead, fingers to the sky, press down. And if you feel like you need to get a deeper stretch and reset, you can kind of relax and move your hands and settle back in. And then go ahead, flip your hands over and press up.
If I'm having a lot of pain, like right here, is that like right on the outside? I don't know. I think I like slept on my entire body weight like a week ago and I haven't been able to move my wrist since. So I'm like kind of concerned.
So yeah, you guys can all relax. I guess I don't have like a good answer for you. Yeah, if anything's like really painful, I would just like skip it. But like uncomfortable stretching is okay, but pain, avoid it.
So much.
All right, cool. So next thing, since we got some good movement going a little bit, we're gonna do another static stretch. This one you should be able to get a little deeper into it. We're gonna just do some flexion, extension, holds. So I'm gonna have my arm out to the front. We're gonna start by grabbing the fingers and then pulling back. We're gonna again hold for 30 seconds. Then gonna go fingers down and you're gonna pull back that direction again for 30 seconds, and then we'll do the other arm. Go ahead. And again, if you feel like you are settled in, you can want to get a little deeper stretch, you can reach farther down your hand. Just 10 more seconds. There, then fingers down, grab on the outside of that hand and press back.
Brock, really important question.
Is it?
Where's the puppy?
Oh, the puppy. Well, we'll finish this one. All right, we'll do the other arm and then I'll show you a puppy. All right, other arm, fingers up. I think she's taking a nap right now, but that's all she does anyways. All right, and fingers down. Ten more seconds. And relax. All right, brief intermission. There you go.
Oh my goodness!
There's a tiny dog.
Tiny. How old is she?
I think like 10 weeks.
What's her name?
This is Bonnie,
Oh.
So cute.
but she's real sleepy. That's what puppies do, I guess. So back to napping, Bonnie.
Oh.
Star of the show.
So cute. You just made my day.
All right, now let's see where we were. Okay, so next one we're gonna do on the floor. A couple different variations for this one. So I'm gonna move to the ground. Okay, so this one, maybe done this before, but a couple different ways you can do this depending on how strong and flexible your wrists are. Tip that down a little more. So you can either just on kind of all fours, I can rock forward here. If you feel like you've got some good strength in those wrists, we can do this up in a plank so you can get more weight up over those hands. I'm going to give you guys like a good 30 seconds rest in between because we're going to hold for 30 seconds. And if you're doing like the plank version, it's pretty tough. Got an intruder. So we're going to do 30 seconds, fingers forward, and then 30 seconds, fingers backwards again. This one, especially if you do that full plank version, is pretty challenging, but you're going to be rocking back towards your fingertips either way. Let me get my timer. All right, first one, 30 seconds, fingers forward, go ahead. On the knees if you feel like it's pretty tough. Good. 10 more seconds. And relax. All right, I'm gonna give you guys about a 30-second break. And then we'll do other direction. Front of the fridge. So this next one, definitely pretty challenging. We're gonna go fingers backwards for that one, and you're shifting your weight back towards your toes if you're up on your toes, so pushing back over your hands, or if you're on your knees, just sitting back on your heels. All right, we're gonna go ahead, next one, 30 seconds. Go ahead. Five more seconds. And relax. Good, good. All right. So that one, a little bit of strength and flexibility combined, depending on how much of your body weight you put on there. But you might want to do a couple rounds of that if you're using that as like your wrist stretching or strengthening for the day. Next up, we're going to get into more of just the strength based components of this. So working again those muscles in your forearms so they can better stabilize, better move that wrist joint. So the next one, I'm going to need a little bit of wall space. We're going to be doing wrist push-ups. So hands on the wall, kind of put your feet back as far as you want based on how hard you want it to be, but all you're going to do is rock up onto your fingertips and then come back down with control. Rock on up, come down with control. In between each of these, we're going to do a set of 10. Again, like feet back farther will make it harder. So if you feel good, go for it. But we're going to do 10 reps, and then you're going to step back from the wall, and I want individual hands. You're just going to do 5 wrist circles each direction, and then back to the wall. I want you to do it 3 times.
When you're pushing on the wall, the palm comes off and it's just fingers.
Yeah, like you roll up on your fingertips and then back down. Cool. All right, so go ahead on your own, 3 rounds through, 10 reps of the push-ups, and then 5 each direction of the wrist circles. And should be doing these with lots of control. Looks like most of you are into that 3rd round or about to start it right on time.
Is it okay if you feel that in your forearms?
That's where you want it. All right, got out my trusty hammer. All right, we're gonna do a couple sets. Next thing is just a wrist curl. Again, this is what I got for my weight today. But I'm gonna hang my arm off the table. We're gonna start, move myself, just with wrist curls, letting the wrist hang off the table and then coming back up, relax, curl back up. You're gonna do 10 like that. And then you're gonna do 10 where you roll down and then you open your hand, let the weight come into your fingertips, and then curl it back up all the way. So 10 on their own, and then 10 opening the hand at the bottom of that curl. Make sure you don't drop your dumbbell or your hammer or whatever. And nice and slow, especially if you got a real lightweight. Use that control to make it a little harder. So after the first 10, 10 where you open up that hand at the bottom. It looks like most of you are finishing up that second side. So next up, we're going to work. So we're just working again that flexion, that extension. So now we're going to get some of that side to side in there also. So again, this is why I like my hammer for this one. But whatever you got, you want to hold it on one end so that you have some weight far away from your hand, but you want to also be able to adjust to make it easier if you need to. But first thing we're going to do is some rotation. So this is, so again, what I talked about at the beginning, this rotation happening up top on the elbow, but these muscles in the forearm are going to help stabilize that motion. So the forearm muscles are still definitely going to be working, but we're just going to rotate all the way as far as you can one direction without twisting, like bringing your elbow up off here. And then we're going to open it up and go the other way as far as you can. You probably find one way it doesn't go quite as far as the other, but I want you to do 10 to each side on each hand. Let's go ahead with that. Looks like we're about done. All right, we're gonna start talking about this next one. So now we're gonna work that motion of that adduction, abduction motion. So you're gonna take that hammer and you're gonna extend forward and then lift back. So it's gonna work when you're lifting, you're gonna get these muscles on this side of your forearm working. And then to work the other side, gonna stand up and then holding the weight behind you, you're lifting towards the back of your arm there, flexing those muscles on the opposite side of your forearm. So again, we're gonna do 10 reps on either side, on each hand, just to make sure we're nice and balanced. All right, looks like most of you guys are wrapping up there. So yeah, that's a really good like forearm strengthening exercise. If you like get really strong with this one, a way to like really amp it up is if you have an empty barbell. And if I were to just stand with that barbell at my side, right dead in the center of the barbell, and then just do that same motion. Really good way to work those muscles. Super hard, but worth a try if you have a barbell. Last thing we're going to do, though, I'm going to show you guys one of the goofier stretches. I guess not a stretch, it's more of a smashing technique. I like to call it the human pretzel forearm smash. So you know it's going to be fun. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, oh my gosh, my arm and place it on the floor, and then I'm going to use my own knee to roll out my forearm. So I'm going to bring that knee forward onto my forearm like this, and we're going to just mash in there as much or as little as you like. I'm going to set a timer so we can do a minute on each side. I'll let you guys set yourselves up first. All right, we'll go ahead and get started on that one. And make sure you can do palm up and palm down. Just make sure you're getting lots of good motion in there. Kasha looks confused.
Mostly because some of these I feel in my neck, which I know is weird, but like, yeah, I don't know why.
So put it across this way. And then put your knee on your forearm.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, a few more seconds and we'll switch over.
Her tricep tendon might be tight. So she might feel it in her neck.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, we're going to switch sides. There's about 30 seconds left. All right, go ahead and relax. There you go, human pretzel forearm smash to finish it up. That's all I got for you guys for today. Good stuff. Thanks for showing up. Well done. Hope your wrists and forearms feel great. Make sure you go. What do we got? Core blast later. Go get it.
Brandon already blasted our core at noon. It's too much. Too much in one day.
Double dip. All right. See you guys next time.
Bye.